Welcome back to part 2 of What If Ventress Rejoined the Jedi Order. Thank you to those of you who watched the first part of this video. To recap what happened in that part in case you haven't seen it, after dueling the Night Brothers of Maul and Savage, Jedi Master Obi-Wan Kenobi had pushed for Ventress to return to the Jedi Order, and Yoda ordered Obi-Wan to track her location. The Jedi Master prevented Anakin from killing Dooku's former apprentice, as Ventress agreed to join the Order after consulting with Mother Talzin. Now we join Dooku, as he tries to counter the surging Republic victories across the galaxy. As he had expected, Palpatine quickly received a holographic transmission from Dooku, and the apprentice also suspected that all was not as it seemed. The Sith were curious that the Jedi would use their victory to boost their morale, and Dooku realised that they were using Ventress to counter their tactics. Palpatine ordered Dooku to find a suitable counter in Republic form, and the Count of Sereno chanced upon a report from the planet of Lola Seu. Knowing that it could turn the war in his favour, the apprentice quickly entered into his ship and eventually set foot on the lava planet. Following the death of the prison warden Ozzy Sobek, the area had been placed in the hands of super tactical droids, and Dooku barged into the warden's office. The droid diverts Dooku to one of the many holding cells, and there he finds the thoroughly injured ARC Trooper Echo. Dooku orders for the droids to take Echo to a medical bay, not to repair his broken limbs, but to place him in a stasis to feed knowledge to the Separatists. This had a dramatic effect on the war, as the Republic and the Separatists continued to fight to no end, but Ventress had another weapon to deploy. As the Nightsisters had failed to avenge Dooku, she had decided to embark on a dangerous mission, alongside Jedi Padawan Ahsoka Tano, trying to gather the remnants of the broken Nightsister clan. As they approached the planet, they were shocked to find a Separatist blockade in front of them, and they tried to avoid the intense fire from the turrets. Although they used their skills to sustain light damage to their engines, they could do nothing to avoid the Requisón class warship and its tractor beam, slowly creeping into one of the many docking tubes. The Jedi ignite their lightsabers, and made quick work of the initial droid patrols, as they desperately formulated a plan to reach the surface below. Behind her bounty hunter helmet, the retractable faceplate masks the anger from Ventress, hearing the metallic clattering of General Grievous. The cyborg saw Ahsoka's lightsabers as potential additions to his vast collection, and swiftly assisted the droids in battle. The Jedi are aware that Grievous needed them alive to take to Dooku, and take a large risk by taking control of a stationed Separatist tri-fighter, then directed its fire at the core of the ship. With each massive strike, the droids begin to slip from the smooth surface of the docking area, and the ship tilted until even Grievous needed to assume his four-legged form. The Jedi use the chaos to run back to their ship and descend to the planet as they watch the warship beginning to explode. Ventress knew that they had little time, as Grievous would be able to escape and report the development to Dooku, so they run to where Ventress had previously found Talzin. To their relief, the leader of the clan is still in the village alone, and Ventress proposes that they join forces with the Jedi to try and overcome the Sith. The spiritual leader knew that the Night Brothers would be firmly opposed to the idea, but defeating Sidious was their priority, and she conjured a spell to draw all of the remaining Nightsisters from the safety of their caves. The clan all enter an abandoned salvage ship, and they are not surprised to see that the previous Requisón class destroyer had been replaced by another warship, and Ahsoka manages to relay the news to the council before they approached it. The Jedi and the Nightsisters stall time by completing orbits of the planet to confuse the pilot droids, but they soon respond by firing. The old and battered ship takes more hits than it could handle, and they tumbled back to the planet's atmosphere until they are drawn in by the arriving Republic tugboat. The Jedi General Anakin Skywalker had answered their calling, and as Obi-Wan had been occupied by Maul, he had to take up the rescue. Diverting their ship to the planet of Florum, the new recruits had to face their first challenge, with the fall of Master Gallia to Savage Opress. The Jedi land beside one of the Dust Bowls, then all charged to the Zabraks, trying to run away from the pirates. As Maul carried his injured brother to their intended escape craft, the Dathomirians shot it to pieces, and the Jedi jumped down to help Obi-Wan. Making quick work of the already injured Savage, Talzin orders them not to kill them, harbouring plans to revive them to their former glory, but Anakin had other ideas. The Jedi Knights sought revenge for the death of Qui-Gon, and unlike his master, the rage could not be contained as he sliced Maul's arms, pointing his lightsaber at the throat of both Zabraks. Maul remarked that the Jedi would lose their chance of defeating Sidious if they were to kill him, and Obi-Wan decides that they should be taken back to Coruscant. The brothers are guarded at all times on their journey, and the Jedi had the chance to get the upper hand. That is it for part 2 of What If Ventress Rejoined the Jedi Order. If you'd like to see a part 3 soon, please like this video, turn on that notification bell, click that subscribe button on this channel, as well as on my other channel What If Films. And as always, leave a comment on what if you'd all like to see next, and how I can improve my videos. Thank you all very much for watching, and see you next time.